It's
near Grand Central Station, apparently. So,
quarter 43rd Street and Lexington Avenue. We'll keep you up to date as news comes in.
Let's get on to a lighter subject and sport with Luke. Now, the Dockers, they are hoping to recruit one of their own, Luke.
Yeah, exactly. The chairman of Fremantle, Rick Hart, has been openly offered the job to the assistant coach, Mark Harvey. They're now waiting on an answer from him today. We'll have more on that story in First Sport.
This is Sky News.
We'll leave you with live shots from New York, where this explosion has gone off. The latest word, no casualties. Sky UK is next. Stay with us.
Forced to flee fairly quickly. People on their mobile phones as they do so. The steam looks like it's in the background of that shot, actually. As I was saying, it's very near Grand Central Station. There it is, gushing out. Can we just listen to these pictures? No, sadly, no real sound. I'm just trying to see if we can bump it. I can hear a little bit.
Bill, I just want to interrupt somebody from OEM here who just walked up. Office of Emergency Manager, can you tell us what's going on? We're live on Channel 7 right now.
Yeah. Where's the command?
Yeah, obviously the camera following their reporter, actually.
They're letting people cross the street, as you can see, but they are keeping them away from what we have going on over here. Let's go back over to the damage and show you what's going on. Yes, I can, Bill. Yeah, you can certainly feel it under you, and one man actually accurately described it as standing on the edge of a runway at JFK. That's what it sounds like, a 747 taking off right in front of you, and it feels that way as well. That is the best description as we can see. But you can see this officer with a mask on to protect himself from breathing, pushing people back. That's what we're dealing with here, Bill. There is chaos here on the east side.
Well, look at those pictures. Certainly, as you can see, the reporter on the scene describing it as the sound of a 747 going off. The very latest we're getting is that New York police say it was indeed a transformer which exploded in Midtown Manhattan. And look at the force of that. And you wonder about that bus, that vehicle right in front of that explosion as it pushed its way through the road there, right through the tarmac. Everyone being ushered right out of the way. This all happened, we're told, as well during the evening rush hour. So no doubt a number of vehicles sped off at great speed as this explosion ripped through the tarmac in the road there. As I said, the police department saying that a steam pipe exploded. No immediate detail on possible injuries, but as I said, you do worry about that truck there. And the NYPD confirming that it doesn't appear to be terrorism related. A large column of grey smoke, you might remember from our earlier pictures, pouring from the vicinity of this building which is very near Grand Central Station, very near the Chrysler building as well. The air near the site was filled with ash too. The New York police also, I'm here now saying no building has collapsed, but one is shaky. We had earlier heard that reports that a building had collapsed. Let's listen in once again.
Running through the streets, and you can imagine why, especially living in this city. When people heard this, and I got to tell you, we cover a lot of stories, even just walking up and seeing this, even knowing what it is frightening to see. I mean, literally, the middle of a major avenue in Midtown Manhattan has erupted, and people were crying. We saw it ourselves, and some people were actually stuck, Bill, inside of that scene, stuck inside of stores, afraid to get out. Police couldn't get to all of them fast enough in some cases, and so what you had was people 20 minutes into this being stuck inside of their store right across the street, fearing for their lives, who finally decided to risk it and run. And we saw a couple of people walking down the street in that case, but there have been tears here. It is hard to see. There's a woman right behind our camera position right now with her hands on her head in disbelief. It is one of those pictures that you very rarely see, obviously.
Well, the steam and the smoke billowing there into the sky above Manhattan. As you also heard from that local reporter at the scene, lots of people are trapped in buildings. And as I said, New York police confirming that one building is shaky. No building has collapsed. We had heard earlier that one building had gone down. Local TV also reporting there have been no injuries, but we've had no confirmation of that. And there, as you can see, the fire service still rushing to the scene, trying to control this. How they put it out, I have no idea. It is billowing with great force. A steam pipe, it would appear, has exploded. There the trucks try and get through the police cordon, with police being people being ushered out of the area for their own safety, as the steam in the background of that shot, as you can see, goes right up into the air.
The line that the police have set up.
Just in terms of where this happened as well, as I was saying, it's very near the Chrysler building. It's very near Grand Central Station. I think it was on, from memory, the corner of 43rd Street and Lexington. If you know Midtown Manhattan, it's on the eastern side as well. So obviously it caused a great deal of consternation. And it's a transformer, we're being told, creating a huge plume of smoke, sending pedestrians, not surprisingly, fleeing from the scene. Once again, I have to reiterate, the police are saying this does not look suspicious.
I have some good news to report. The rumbling has just stopped for the moment, and I don't know if we can actually walk here into the middle of the street. Come here for a second, Brian. Do you have enough cable? Come on over here for a moment. Swing down there. Actually, the rumbling has stopped for the moment. There's a lot of steam, but it seems like they've actually, in the past couple of seconds here, gotten this a bit under control. There's another ambulance coming down right now. We just have to get out of the way of this ambulance. Let's show them the steam again, Brian, if we can just flip around and move to the middle here. We're just kind of ducking around some emergency crews. Obviously, it's important for them to get in. But yeah, the ground stopped rumbling just a moment ago. And some mud,
Well, that really is like a volcano, isn't it?
No,
the
it doesn't look controlled at all. And now you can't see a thing really beyond the block
they're describing,
from here. But the good news is that
right up into the air. The firefighters tentatively moving forward to try and get closer.
It has stopped rumbling under us, and that could appear that they've actually been able to shut off this pipe, perhaps. We're trying to get some confirmation on that. Obviously, the emergency workers are scrambling around right now, but
Well, quite extraordinary pictures there from Manhattan. Obviously, lots of people in New York are extremely sensitive about explosions, and no doubt many people will have been extremely nervous. Our local reporter that we've been trying to listen to has been moved off by the fire service. They're trying to clear the area, no doubt. And we had heard earlier that some of the rush hour commuters were seen rushing away from this area. Just correct myself, we're now being told it was on the corner of 42nd Street on the east side of Midtown Manhattan, not 43rd, as I said, but very near Grand Central Station. A steam pipe that has gone down, and the force of that is quite considerable. One person describing it like a thundering noise, like 100 freight trains going by, and a plume of what looks like steam as high as 10 stories up into the Manhattan skyline. As we saw earlier, the smoke and the steam rising right above the skyline, and the fire department standing by, not quite knowing at this stage what to do. They literally stood there on that corner looking at this, waiting hopefully for it to die down. How they put that out, we have no idea. One building shaky, we're being told. No buildings have yet collapsed. No news on what happened to the driver of that vehicle that we can see in the foreground. Well, one vehicle going across what is probably Lexington Street, actually, just looking at where this is all taking place. New York Police Department confirming it is a steam pipe explosion. No immediate detail of possible injuries. Does not appear to be terrorism related. And they're the